some amazing conversations with some amazing people this year. And it just gets me more excited about what's to come in 2023. So, can you get excited? Because I sure am. This show is going to be a little bit different format, I should say, than our previous episodes because we have to pack. We have to pack so much in so little amount of time. And let me tell you, I had to cut back on some things and, I was getting real involved and real in depth. I'm telling you, I'm getting more and more like into making sure I provide you as much content, as much information as I can each show. And with this one, it was quite difficult to make sure I got everything I possibly wanted to get in, but I did pretty good. I did pretty good, and I'm excited because it got me energized about, these amazing conversations and how it's just still the tip of the iceberg with introducing you to some amazing Bobs out there. And that's the whole purpose of this platform. This platform is get to know Bob so that you could get to know Bob. You can connect to not only who they are, and what they do, but most importantly, why they do what they do. That connection is huge. The why. It is not only what's going to connect and could potentially make you, have, I guess, not even make you have a connection to that person, really, because you can relate to them in some type of way, right? But the why then becomes bigger than the Bob. The why is what makes them go. The why is what keeps them encouraged, keeps them motivated, keeps them just dedicated to what they do. And with that being said, sharing the why with you and me at the same time is just amazing. It's organic and it's amazing. So I'm just excited about just all of the other Bobs that we are going to like tap on the shoulder in 2023 and bring to you and have some more engaging conversations. And of course, revisit some. Can you believe it? We are entering into our third year. We'll be entering in 2023, entering into our third year. And like I said, we've only scratched the surfaces of Bobs that are out there, but we have to revisit some that we first met in 2020, some of them, because what they're doing today and what they did then is inspiring to you. It would challenge you, one, to keep going. It would challenge and encouraging you to start. Their stories alone are their testimonies, and that's another reason why we have them here. This amazing platform where we bring on our own that are doing phenomenal work within our communities. So let's get right into it, because I don't want to miss out on anyone that I talked to in 2022. Before we get going on tonight's show, tonight we do have our Deals with Bob free gift giveaway. And so, as always, we are offering a free gift on each episode. Now, I did get some feedback, like people really want to know what that gift will be. So I think I'm going to, make sure I feature that in 2023 on what we're giving. And sometimes it may be the same thing, sometimes it might be something different. But I guess people I get excited about knowing what the free gift is more so than what's behind door number 2. To get the free gift for tonight's episode, you have to follow the 3 easy steps of: 1, subscribing to our YouTube channel and sending a pic to confirm. 2, like and or follow us on social media on Facebook and or Instagram and send a pic to confirm. 3, share and tag. Share 5 of our Get to Know Bob episodes with your social media and tag us, Deals with Bob, and tag 5 friends. So if you don't have social media, then on number 2, you will show that you referred 5 friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and they subscribed, and send us their names to confirm. And 3, email or text the link of 5 of our Get to Know Bob episodes to 5 friends and CC us, or send us a pic to confirm. All pics will go to our email address at info@dealswithbob.com. And the first person to complete the 3 steps will receive a free gift. Let us know by leaving a comment on tonight's show that you have completed the steps. Simply send us a comment that says, I have completed the 3 steps. And then once we confirm, you will receive your free gift. So, as I said, we're going to get pretty much like right into the show, but there are a few things I wanted to make sure that you stayed connected with and that you were aware that were going on in our community. As you know, next week we're into a new year. Technically, this Sunday we'll be actually counting down and getting into the new year. So as we go right into the new year, I wanted to make sure that there were some things that were going on in and throughout our community that you stay connected for. Dare to Dream. Make sure you put this on your calendars. Dare to Dream Women's Empowerment Conference, Manifesting Your Dreams, Sunday, January 1st, 2023, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Mary Grove College. You will want to get your tickets on Eventbrite. Make sure you get them today. Essential Visioning Masterminds with Dr. Sabrina, happening January 3rd, 2023. Visit sabrinajackson.com for more information. Manifest Your Destiny 2023, Angelita the Coach, the Ultimate Vision Board and Planning Party, on January 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Farmington, Michigan. Visit angelitatomas.com. And let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected section. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. So again, those are some important things that are coming up as we prepare into a new year. Here at Deals with Bob on Get to Know Bob, we definitely always say, do not get excited. Do not say get excited for the new year, but do not linger on the fact that you're entering into a new year and you're going to have New Year's resolutions. We always say no resolutions. What do we do here? We say we want you to make intentional lifestyle changes and tangible goals. And as you do those, you will organically see resolutions happening. You will put old things to pass and you will be moving forward in new things because you're going to intentionally, again, that is the key word. You're going to make lifestyle changes. So that's a lifestyle change. So no diets. You do need to change your diet and your lifestyle, but not a diet, right? Those things seem like you're denying yourself. But if you make a lifestyle change and tangible goals, then you will definitely see those things happening and manifesting in your life. So that's what we're excited about here. Tonight's show, we're going to be doing our 2022 year in review. Can you get excited for that? If you're not, I will. I am definitely going to get highly excited for what is about to come for our show tonight. Can you believe not so long ago in the near future, we'll be in January again. On January 12th, we had the phenomenal Nicole Beecher, the founder of Beecher Etiquette School of Michigan. So when we had this conversation in January, it was the Beecher School in Michigan. And now, of course, she's taking applications. That's right at our bottom, showing that she's taking applications for the school here in Michigan. But since then, she has also launched outside of Michigan. And one that I particularly put up, which was the most recent, is the Beecher Etiquette School of Arkansas. So yes, can you get excited? Because she has spread her wings and has expanded outside of Michigan. She is also one of the co-authors in a collaborative called Undefeated. So yes, make sure you pick up your copy of that book from your favorite platforms of which you get your book. And if you miss that episode, you can find it on our YouTube channel, Nicole Beecher, founder of Beecher Etiquette School of Michigan. Next, we had the phenomenal Crystal Gunn, the founder of the Amazing Women Network. Yes. And she was on recently, but she first appeared in 2022 in January, on January 19th. And since being on that show, of course, she has done workshops, the amazing workshop about being mortgage ready, right? She has been part of Black business and making an impact with three powerful organizations that came together for the sole purpose of inspiring and promoting the Black community. She also has the amazing Women Speak podcast. If you have not tuned in, what are you waiting for? Every Sunday, they have a phenomenal topic about some bullshit that is happening that needs to be discussed, right? And then, of course, she has the phenomenal Amazing Woman Network apparel line. So make sure you visit their website so that you can get you some AWN merchandise. And for those consumer members, you would definitely want to take advantage because you get an additional 20% off. And that was our amazing Crystal Gunn, the founder of the Amazing Woman Network. Then we had the phenomenal Lisa A. Smith, who is the founder of Farm to Table and the Black Health Academy. Yes. Her main purpose is to empower the Black community with giving them information and resource on how we can turn the tides of our health. And a lot of it is based on what we decide to put in our mouth. And so, since you have complete control, and let's be honest, you do have complete control. Now, there may be some strongholds that make it more difficult, but at the end of the day, unless someone's doing this and doing this, you have complete control of what you decide to put in there. So you will want to then, here's that go, make those wise decisions, intentional decisions to change your lifestyle. And, learning from Lisa A. Smith and what farm to table means. She has some helpful tips. She has also done some amazing speaking engagements throughout 2022. You can just follow her on her social media platforms and you can get all that information, or you actually can also visit her on our platforms where we also promote all of the different things that Lisa A. Smith is doing. The one thing that I always promote is her amazing cookbook that starts helping you with ideas of how to prepare foods on a plant-based menu. And I've been inspired myself to do some amazing dishes. My favorites that I've come to love are my chickpea salad, which is a substitute, possibly like if you do like a tuna salad, or if you do a chicken salad, something like that, it gives you that kind of replacement for that. And my other favorite recipe has been my vegan taco Tuesdays. So I have some things that I absolutely love and some things that have been inspired by the plant-based foodie book. And that was one of our giveaways as well. So we may be giving away that again. Because I really want to, in 2023, have a few of you guys out there follow me along on some of the recipes in the book. So yes, in January, we may have to bring Lisa back so that you guys can get motivated again at the beginning of the year for some lifestyle changes as it pertains to your diet. Lisa A. Smith, which is the founder of Farm to Table and the Black Health Academy. The Plant-Based Foodie is the name of the book. Then we had in February. Okay, this was my birthday month. Yay! And so I decided to have my sisters on in the month of February. So my sister, Kimberly Glenn, the founder of Good Measure Nonprofit. I have on her slide showing you, she actually kicked it off with a workshop for the youth. And for some reason, I could not find that flyer. She kicked it off with the youth doing a zero coding to make a website where you did not need to know how to code, which was awesome. And then she had a workshop for those who are in the entrepreneurship on how to best lay the foundation for their business, how to position themselves for lending and how to actually attract and obtain lending. And then I have the other picture up here for her nonprofit. She makes handmade, custom designed diva wreaths, where each purchase of each wreath goes directly to Good Measure Nonprofit, which is a nonprofit that will contribute to our youth and their needs within our school systems and etc. Wherever there may be a need for our youth, Good Measure is there to fill in the gaps. And that is Kimberly Glenn, the founder of Good Measure Nonprofit. Then we have my actual biological sister, my big sissy, Cheryl Shoemake, who is the founder of Stepmom Sanity. And her mission is to make sure that you, one, stay sane, being a stepmother, but that she brings attention to blended families and giving them resources and encouragement on how to navigate in the world of blended families, where it could be different backgrounds, different ways of parenting, children not accepting the fact that there's a blend happening. They desire maybe the reunion of their parents, all kinds of different things, or you feel like maybe you shouldn't state your opinion or that you're overstepping. There's so many different dynamics when it comes to blending a household, and she tries to help you have the tools and resources to navigate through that a little bit more effectively, right, to keep you sane. And so she also offers some amazing Bible studies. So she is her business is planted in the scriptures, and she also offers these Bible studies that are very impactful for you to apply during your day-to-day life. And so if you weren't able to join, the first one was called Carry, the second one was called Press. If you weren't able to join a Bible study, be on the lookout in the Stepmom Sanity Facebook group for the next upcoming Bible study. And in the meantime, make sure you tune into her podcast episodes where they have these conversations about just navigating and inspiring and supporting during stepmom. And as well, tune into some where she's been a guest on some other podcasts where she's sharing her expertise as well. So Stepmom Sanity, the founder of that is Cheryl Shoemake. Our previous episode was on February the 16th. Make sure you tune in if you missed it. Go find it on YouTube. Then we have my sister, Kimberly Harrington, who is the founder of Phlebotomy Express Training Centers. Her episode was on February 23rd. And I have some things to let you know that she's making such an impact in the community. She was part of the Community Resource Day, where she was one of the vendors. She makes impact really by just her programs that she offers to people within the community, giving them an opportunity to have an alternative, a short program with a lot of information packed in a short amount of time, but that will transform your life. In that short amount of time, you are getting everything you need to walk away and then walk into an actual career, a career that is going to be able to support you and your family, that's going to be making a difference within the healthcare arena and within your home arena, that could really transform the trajectory of your life. Phlebotomy Express Training Center is just doing amazing things, and there is so much to come on the horizon for them. If you want to be a phlebotomist, if you want to be a medical assistant, and if you are in the healthcare industry and you just need some refresher opportunities in CPR or IV setting up an IV. I'm using the wrong terminology, but setting up an IV. All of these things throughout the year that she's done to help those people who want to enter into the healthcare field, or those in the healthcare field that want to add to what they do, or to enhance what they do, or to get a refresher of what they do. That is why she does what she does, and so much more. So again, that is Kimberly Harrington, the founder of Phlebotomy Express Training Center. Her episode again was on February 23rd. If you missed it, make sure you watch it. Then as we entered into the month of March, I got truly excited because I was able to have a conversation with a hidden figure today, and that was with the phenomenal Sharon Caples McDougall. I need to slow down. I'm trying to talk so fast because I want to get everybody in. Sharon Caples McDougall, who is also the author of Suit Up for the Launch with Shay. And she has kind of been like all over since the show, and some amazing things in which she has done. And she's been featured in magazines. Like you can see one of the slide shows where it shows NASA. She had her whole display about her launch with Shay so that she can educating more of our youth. And that's really what she does on a regular basis, is educate our youth about this well hidden known I would say career option, right? This hidden known career option for people to get excited about within the STEM community. And so we just encourage Sharon and everything that she does. She is extremely phenomenal. If you haven't done so, make sure you follow her on her social media platform so you can see all of the amazing work she does in and throughout the community. That episode again aired on March the 2nd, if you missed it. Then on March the 9th, we had the phenomenal Sharon Jones, the founder of Urban Unity Nonprofit. And Urban Unity is an amazing nonprofit that is there for children aging out of the foster care system. She is like that bridge from once they kind of receive a lot of different services that are available to where they kind of end, giving them connections to bridge them into that next chapter of their lives, such as educational opportunities, getting training opportunities. And so she has phenomenal fundraisers throughout the year. She had a urban ski charity event during the winter, introducing new things, not even only to fostering children, but to our community. Skiing is something we don't regularly do. So this was an amazing event to not only raise money, but to raise awareness for another type of activity that we could enjoy. She's done a Unity bag drive, I should say, but I said book bags because some people brought book bags full of food and other items that people would need. And then, of course, her annual holiday event was phenomenal as well. If you're looking for a nonprofit, and I'll say any of the nonprofits in which that we had conversations with their founders for, you want to volunteer, you want to be a part of it, definitely connect with Urban Unity. Missed anything about Urban Unity, then watch that show with Sharon Jones on March the 9th. We then had a great conversation with Camilla Franklin, the founder of Tax Divas. Brought her on in March, so it was right before our 2022 tax season came to an end. But we found out that you do not need to wait until tax time. You definitely can benefit from her services all year. And one thing that I felt separated Camilla from anybody else that I know is that she also offers a course. If you want to, one, just know more about your own tax preparation, you want to be more knowledgeable about taxes, or you want to look into having an alternative career or maybe just an additional income, then she has actually classes where she teach you on how to become tax preparation or tax preparer. And that I felt was so phenomenal because again, that is sharing your intellectual property to benefit the masses. This is one step for crashing and destroying and demolishing the crab in a barrel mentality. She is offering her intellectual property and making sure that you are aware if you want to be a tax preparer, or again, just know more about it yourself. She also has a book that she is a co-author for tax strategies for small businesses. So this is something that you will want to pick up because there are things that you should be doing throughout the year so that your business is always at any point ready to file taxes. Really, at any given point, you should just be throughout the year getting yourself prepared for tax time. Again, that show aired on March the 16th with Camilla Franklin. We then had a phenomenal conversation on March the 23rd with Mona Lisa. Now, you guys know Miss Monica Mona Lisa Hamlet is not a stranger here at Get to Know Bob. She is the founder of Mona Lisa's Lyrics LLC, and she does phenomenal events all and out throughout the state of Michigan and throughout our US. She is in various different states, as well as, I believe, a few events out of the country. So, yes, she is a phenomenal powerhouse, and she has presented so many different types of events, a small business mixer, some actual karaoke nights. I'm losing my train of thought because there have been so many poetry events, um and phenomenal, her crowning event, right? Her crowning event happened since we had our conversation, and that was the Mom and Dadpreneur of 2022. So that's just like from one end to the other end. Whatever you might be having, don't think that it's just got to be music related or art related. She does phenomenal events, and she can do it for you in a short amount of time and on any budget that you're working with. She can make it happen. Mona Lisa is phenomenal. And to hear more about her and what we discussed, that show aired on March 23rd. We then rounded out the month of March with Robin Wilson, who is children author, a nonprofit consultant, and a motivational speaker. Now, you know, I love my powerhouse women that wear hats upon hats upon hats. And Robin is definitely one of those women. And she had the amazing, I would say, I don't know if I call it an award, recognition. Maybe I say recognition. Maybe I say that, of being a leading transformational change leader. And I'm not surprised. Robin is phenomenal with the work she does. She is very passionate about the work she does. And if you want to connect with Robin, make sure that you visit her platforms, but you can also revisit the episode on March 30th to find out more about who she is, what she does, and why she does what she does. We kicked off April with a bang. On April 6th, we had a conversation with the phenomenal Sherilyn Pope, who is the owner and CEO of Motor City Princess. And we got to know that a platform can be creative and keep on going from those who are right around us, whom we love. And her platform started with her daughter. That's all I'm going to share. If you want to know more information, go and watch the show from April 6th. But from that platform came the Motor City Princess movement and the adventures of Princess. Now I'm going to Zaria. I think I'll like kind of hit a hit blank. And then the princess ball that happened. So right now I'm asking everybody that has a little princess to go ahead and save the date right now for Sunday, April 23rd, 2023, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure you save that date. It is the formal event that will be happening for Motor City Princess. And again, to find out more, visit our show on YouTube that we had on April the 6th. On April 13th, we had a conversation with the phenomenal Deanne Jordan, the founder of Circle of Friends Youth Foundation, which I should say she's co-founder, and also of Sophisticated Professionals, a place where us sophisticated professionals can network with one another and collaborate, support, etc. Since being on the show and having our phenomenal conversation, a part of which we did talk about, she was one of a co-author of an amazing collaborative book. She is also definitely a phenomenal real estate agent, and she is making some phenomenal moves both in residential and the commercial arena. So if you are looking for real estate, looking to sell, looking to invest, make sure then you reach out to the phenomenal Deanne Jordan at 313-844-9446. And to get to know more about her, make sure you watch our previous episode on April 13th to find out just what her why is. What is her why? And that is, did we round out? Oh no, we had one more in April. I think we had one more in April. Yes, on April 20th, we had a conversation with Clarissa Merriweather, the founder of Mrs. C's Concessions. And I have to tell you, if you are looking for a phenomenal caterer, someone who is going to prepare with love, I would say we do have some chefs that do phenomenal things and they're gifted at it. Um, then there's some that are gifted and they just love like what they do, and then there's some that just prepare food out of love, right? And I would say that Miss Clarissa is that type of person. She wants to make sure that she can give you what you need as far as what you desire for your catering at a price you can afford, at a value for the amount of people, and at a amount like you will have enough. That's what I mean, quantity, and it will be prepared with love so that you will enjoy it. And so I am definitely, that conversation was hilarious. It was so funny that I couldn't believe how quickly the time went by. So if you miss connecting with Clarissa Merriweather, make sure you tune in to our show on April the 20th. Hi, thank you for joining. Good evening. Yes, Happy New Year. God bless you as well. That's my mom. Thank you. Now we are getting into May. So we're not quite, we're over halfway through our show, but we're not halfway through the year yet. So now you can see why I was talking so fast. In May, we spoke to the phenomenal Mr. Kenneth Scott of CSW Real Estate. And what was going on during that time is pretty much, again, his commitment to making sure that we increase home ownership in our Black community, getting back to where we had more ownership back in the day than we do today. And so we were talking about his upcoming buy a home real estate market information. He does these tutorials, he does these interactive workshops, different information that he gives that you may have questions about when it comes to real estate. So make sure that you follow him on his social media platforms so that you can stay informed. If you are interested in being a homeowner, don't think you can't be. Don't feel or defeat yourself before you actually go out and seek the information. Make sure you reach out to Kenneth Scott. Find out his why by watching our previous episodes. He's been on a couple of times this year, but he first appeared this year on May 4th. You will want to watch pretty much all of them because each one has different information. So that was the phenomenal Mr. Kenneth Scott. On May 11th, we did a couple of things non-traditional this month. We were off site the first time. We did a new time for that time because we were off site. We were at Mr. Aaron Grable Able event space, Legacy Halls, and it was presented with Mona Lisa, and One Single Rose was the host. We broadcasted the first launch of the poetry nights. That was the exotic poetry nights that happened, and it was a phenomenal night. Completely enjoyed it. It was so many phenomenal artists that performed that evening. And so if you missed that live episode, you would definitely want to check it out. May 11th. That was one of my favorite times. The problem was we did have a little bit of technical difficulty because we weren't not able to set up as we had planned. So I had to kind of go off the limb, and I say, hey, we got to improvise. So I had to use a cell phone that wasn't fully charged because I was not planning on using it in that capacity. So we did the show as long as we could until we lost service, until my arm kind of dropped it a couple of times because I was hadn't worked out to keep it up like that. But I feel that it was one of the most interactive shows that I've done because it was live, and it basically, I say, it's full of bloopers. It's a blooper show, but it's a very, very good show nonetheless. And that is May 11th. So if you're looking for something that was informative and funny, that says some phenomenal poetry that was in it, then make sure you tune into that show. And the following week, we did Wind Down Wednesdays offsite at Cuts Lounge, and we had 10 Mac Justice, and we broadcast live. Now, that one, we kind of learned from the previous week, and we were well prepared. We were set up inside, and we did a show off site. Now, that was the original vision that I had. So, if you kind of want to see how it went and the phenomenal conversations we had, how it worked live and organically leading up into the event that was happening at 7 p.m., you want to tune in to that May 18th show. It was really fun. Then on May the 25th, we had Monica Coleman, the founder of MCS Financial Services. She happens to be my personal accountant, and I highly recommend her service to anyone out there looking for one. We had a phenomenal conversation where I absolutely learned some new things. One, that I'm not using her to her full potential. It is more to an accountant than filing your taxes on April 15th. I'll tell you that. There's so many things that she can do for a business throughout the year. So, or for the individual person. But if you are a business owner, you are seeking an accountant, or you need help and assistance with maintaining your books and records, etc., setting up a way to do so that makes it more efficient for you and easier to maintain, you can definitely reach out to Monica Coleman for her services. This was a good and great conversation again that I had. I learned a lot myself. I'm sure you will too. So make sure you visit the episode on May 25th with Monica Coleman. As we kicked off June, we revisited and had a conversation again with Mr. Kenneth Scott. He was on the platform because he was so passionate about what was happening and occurring in the home industry. And they were having an upcoming seminar coming up, which I have a slide about a little bit later. So again, he's very passionate about the work that he does as it pertains to real estate and Black ownership of real estate. So make sure you also check out June 1st episode. On June 15th, we had the powerhouse. We had Michelle Harper and we had Crystal Gunn on, who are the co-hosts, the host and co-host of the Amazing Woman Speak podcast. If you have not done so, you will be in for a treat if you tune in on Sundays and listen to this podcast. It is about the bullshit, all that goes on. It is about what you have been conditioned to and told that you should be this way or that way, or then bullshit that you're supposed to buy into. And they're having the real conversations about saying no, drawing a line, creating boundaries of what you're supposed to do. And I encourage you definitely to tune in on Sundays or watch the replay if you can't on Sundays, and make sure you support that podcast. In the Lord, right, I wanted just to show a little bit of how to that came up on that program is the fitness piece, how to take care of oneself and be fit. And I actually had the opportunity of being part of that amazing training. It was phenomenal. I was starting to feel strong, starting to feel fit. Unfortunately, I take things a little too far, and I really didn't follow the advice I was supposed to. So I had to kind of stop my fitness training. Oh, and I was so bummed about it. As soon as I can get in a position again, I cannot wait to finish being physically fit. Yes. And so if you're looking for that as well, then you want to reach out to the phenomenal Michelle Harper to join her courses and to make sure that you too can be part and have the best fitness possible for oneself. That program aired on June 15th, and we're actually going to create a segment. Well, not a segment. We're going to have her come back for a show upon which we can have her talk more about her program. All righty. Wow, on June 22nd, can you get excited? We had our first ever multi-people split show where we had our mompreneur candidates, the finalists, and our dadpreneur finalists for 2022, all packed in a punch on one show. If you missed that one, even though it's crowning everything, you need to revisit it. We had phenomenal conversations and got to know 5 phenomenal mompreneur finalists and 5 Dadpreneur finalists. It was a phenomenal show in how engaged they were with one another. Every single person that was on this show, I would say, are doing phenomenal things with the community, and I can definitely see why they were finalists to the Mom and Dadpreneur of the Year. And at the root of that, at the center of that, is Mona Lisa's lyrics, right? She has this phenomenal annual crowning event for Mom and Dadpreneur. So I would encourage you, if you're doing phenomenal things out there, or if you know a mom or a dadpreneur doing phenomenal things, when you see it, come on to social media and onto my platform, because I make sure you know. Make sure you nominate. That's another way how we support one another. Nominate what a phenomenal mom or dadpreneur is doing, so that they can get potentially a finalist and crown for 2023. And on June 29th, we had our conversation with the phenomenal Warren Galloway. Woo! The National Microloan Conference. He is also the author, and he's a business consultant. Again, now I have a man with hats upon hats. Can you get excited? All money related. If you want some money, say, show me the money. Warren, show me the money. He definitely can do so. He can get you positioned to receive it. Make sure that you have everything in place, from a business plan to your financials being in order. And he did his annual microloan national conference, as well as his books are available. He is giving away his 10 easy steps for starting a business. He just does phenomenal work. And I mean, he did a conference for Good Measure Nonprofit. That's just the tip of the iceberg for his 2022. Most importantly, I feel, is that he was on Get to Know Bob on June 29th. So if you want to know more about Mr. Warren Galloway and all the things he does, make sure you tune into that show. On July 13th, and I absolutely love this picture of Chef Carla. She is the owner and CEO of Tasty Fixins Catering Company, LLC. And the picture in which she showed, if I talked about earlier, another caterer with Miss Clarissa, the same goes with Chef Carla. Chef Carla puts her heart into her food. And then she puts her creativity as that extra cherry on the top. Her display of how she presents her food is phenomenal. It is not only created from love, of a place of love. Her, you can tell the food is phenomenal. Each bite is great. I say each bite is better than the previous bite, right? And so for all your catering needs, whether it's a small event or a big event, whether you want hors d'oeuvres or a full meal, Chef Carla has you covered. To find out about more of Chef Carla, her passion, her why, more about just who she is, make sure you tune in to July 13th. Well, not tune in, watch the replay of July 13th episode. OMG, this conversation was awesome. We had on July the 20th with Miss Shadora Ford, the founder of Destined for Greatness nonprofit. As you know, during the month of December, our featured nonprofit for the month is Destined for Greatness. And that is a phenomenal nonprofit that will empower and motivate at-risk young ladies ages 18 to 21. They educate, they encourage, and they empower young women on things that once seemed impossible, but they are able to achieve them, right? And so the work in which they do, the community engagement in which they have, how they give, I mean, all of this warrant them many awards this year. Most notably was the reward received from the governor, our governor of Michigan. And it was phenomenal to watch her receive that award, and then to be invited to the inauguration in January 2023. Phenomenal. And the conversation did not disappoint. Shadora is overly excited about the work she does. And I was so excited to have a conversation with her. If you happen to have missed that segment, make sure you revisit it July the 20th. So much more that happened since July to the end of the year, and so much more to happen in 2023. Make sure that you support Miss Shadora Ford and Destined for Greatness nonprofit. Oh, we then had a phenomenal conversation on July the 27th with Velma Jean Overman, who at that time was running for State Senate in District 5. She was a 2022 candidate. Now, unfortunately, she didn't win. I believe that's because our community didn't show up. And I'm just going to say that's what I believe. Only reason why I say that is because that's kind of what the numbers showed. But I'm just saying, if we want the changes that we talk about, we have to show up at the polls because our voice matters through our vote. Now, that's me getting off of that platform for a second because I'm telling you, even though she didn't win, it did not stop for what she's doing. The work that she's done for years within the community, I don't think anything could stop it. And the impact that she makes within the community. The main thing is Operation Refuge. Operation Refuge, she talked about things that I didn't even know it, the nonprofit did. So if you want to know more about Operation Refuge and the passion that Velma has, you have to tune in to July 27th episode. Among other things, she's a phenomenal pastor. She has worked tirelessly for the community and Operation Refuge. And what I'm showing you is their new facility in Inkster, Michigan. They have a phenomenal center that was once just sitting there like so many of our properties in our community. And she actually, they took the time where the person that came in as the contractor brought in other youth through Operation Refuge, brought in other youth and taught them skills. So in the process of refurbishing and rebuilding and bringing revitalization to this building, our youth was educated on the process of what needed to be done with the skills of carpentry and electricianal work and all of these different things. That is truly inspiring. That itself is inspiring. And it inspires me because that is step 3 of our principles. Our third principles is taking our resources collectively so that we can revitalize our community. So you take a one building at one point that was not being used at all, eyesore, all this kind of things, and you revitalize it into something beautiful within our community. And if we do that one building by one building, next thing you know, we have moved from one street to one block to the one neighborhood to one community. And all it takes is just being diligent, going one by one by one. The same way that you tackle an elephant, that old proverb, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's the same thing. We tackle our community, revitalize it, make it change one building at a time, one by one. Make sure you review that episode on July the 27th. On August 17th, we had a conversation with the phenomenal LaShawn Michael of the Woo Talk Show, and that's what they do. Woo! So make sure that if you haven't seen one of her episodes, you tune in on every Tuesday at noon for the Woo Talk Show. She's had some phenomenal people on her show. She herself is very inspiring to others. If you want to connect to Miss LaShawn Michael, watch our previous episode on August the 17th. On August 24th, I had the pleasure of having a phenomenal conversation with my brother, Mr. Brian Jones, the founder of Five Stone Digital and Rise Up Host. He had, since the show, or around the time of the show, he was involved in live streaming the Summer Jazz Festival that was happening in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And among other things like website designs and buildings and hosting and just doing all your digital marketing. And if you need things to set up for like shorts, etc., he is the person to get in contact with. To find out about more his why, make sure you revisit the show if you missed it on August the 24th. On August the 31st, I had a conversation with Charles McKay, the founder of Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. He is definitely a bridge builder, and I respect all the work he does. He's like on the flip side of making sure that you are connected to resources, that you work together collectively. So he has these amazing business network meet and greets where you can come together and speak with other like-minded business owners or entrepreneurs or people that are in the business industry. and connect, exchange ideas, collaborate, etc. And then he has a podcast, a phenomenal podcast that airs via Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live. You can check out many of his previous episodes on those platforms, as well as what he has in store for the upcoming year. That again was Mr. Charles McCabe, of the founder of Detroit Metro Plug podcast. That show was August the 31st. Told you would see this familiar face through our slides a few times. That's Mr. Kenneth Scott. Can't tell you what he came back and talked about, but I know for a fact it was real estate related because his passion. I mean, he called me and was like, look, you have to understand this is National, House Ownership Month, or this is, whatever passion it is, but it's always real estate related. But I know they were having a mega conference, a building conference that was coming up, and that was discussed within our conversations one-on-one on September 7th. So what I would encourage you to do is kind of watch all of his maybe collectively so that you can get all of the information from back to back to back of what was discussed regarding home ownership in our community. And then right on September 28th in that same month, we brought in a guest with him. We brought in Tanisha Wilson, who is the president of the Greater Detroit Realtor Association, and Ken sits as the second vice president on that same Greater Detroit Real Estate Association. He sits as second chair on the same association with Tanisha Wilson. They had a phenomenal conversations together about the upcoming Realtor Summit and the importance of not only real estate as it pertains to residential, but also commercial, and the different things that we can do within our community to make impact. So when I talked about even Operation Refuge, taking that one building and transform it, all of this was presented at the conference, how you can connect with people who are investors or people who are in commercial repair, people who are in all these different things in order to make impact and change. And so if you couldn't make it to the conference, they are definitely two powerhouse resources that you can connect with to start if that is where your passion lies, or if you're just looking for commercial property, etc. You will want to be able to reach out to either one of these phenomenal brokers. On October 5th, we had a great conversation with a youthpreneur, Miss Zoe DJ Z Light, who inspired me because she kind of knew what she loved from being really, really young and just stuck to it and honed in her skills, and are still growing. I love the fact that she would love to be a mentor to people who are in the industry. She got excited herself for being a mentor. And then she expressed how being a mentee got her to where she is. So just to be full circle and see that even at this generation, the whole crab in a barrel mentality is squashed. She has positioned herself to not only receive, but to give. And that's exactly why I believe she is getting all the blessings she is getting. And one thing that was unique is that she speaks the second language. She is fluent in Japanese. And so it was just an amazing conversation with an amazing young entrepreneur. If you missed that episode, please watch it on our YouTube live channel, Deals with Bob, from October the 5th. OMG, on October the 12th, we had a very engaging conversation with Aaron McIver, who is the founder of McIver Industrial Safety Consultants. I was introduced during this conversation to an area that I had no idea about that existed, but does make sense, right? Is the whole safety of new construction, but how impactful and transformative it can be as a career option. So if you just want to be motivated and enlightened by someone who did the traditional route, right? Who worked for a number of years, who worked their way up to the top, and then all of a sudden the top was removed and you were like, woo. But instead of just starting at that point, the top was removed and he decided to try to soar. And he did, and he soared. And that's what's inspiring, not only about the work that he can offer, but how he was able to take a change in his life at the time in which it happened in his life, and then redirect it into a whole entire business. That's what was inspiring. And if you want to be inspired the way I was, make sure you watch that episode on October 12th with my conversation with Mr. Aaron McIver. We then had a conversation on October 19th with the phenomenal Shamika Bishop, the Bishop of Credit. What was going on is that they were having an amazing Black Wealth Builders Summit. And of course, Shamika Bishop was part of it. I can speak for personal testimonies of how when your credit transforms, you do have options. She always says that options and opportunities just from getting positioned well with your credit score. And the Bishop of Credit can definitely take you there to find out more about her techniques, her skills, what she's offering, her speaking opportunities, etc. Make sure you watch our show on October the 19th. Now, I hope you guys stay with me. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to wrap up these last couple months. So just bear with me. Now, on October 26th, we had the phenomenal Cherise Saylor, the author of Go Get Your Life. And right now, she was having a happy birthday to Coach Cherise. I'm not sure if this is still going, but if it's not, it's okay. Still go get your life and purchase that book today. It will transform your life in 41 days from basically holding you accountable to changes that you're going to do in your life. Where you're going to find time where you say you don't have it, where you're going to remove things that you know you should have removed, tasks that you're going to have to check off that list finally, things you should do so that later down when you're feeling defeated, how to get that energized back, right? How to get your energy back, how to get your motivation back. So it's so much about, because only you can go and get the life that you want for yourself. No one else can do it for you. To get to know more about Cherise, make sure you visit and rewatch our October the 26th episode. On November 2nd, we had a wonderful conversation with the phenomenal Leslie Neal of True to You. And you know, I enjoyed this conversation, one, because I love the product. I am a candle lover. What I love most about this is that she introduced a totally new line, and it is your Make It at Home candle kit. This beautiful box also comes with so many inspirations because it comes from her healing line where you can be healthy. You're her I want to say, what is it? The word escapes me. Her it's not the inspirational line, but I'm gonna think of it once the show is over. But in the box it has your affirmations of what you can do, like I am set apart, I am healed. All of that is out on the box. That's what the wording is. And on the end of the box, inside the box, is also inscribed there as well. So in that box, you get your vessel, you get your wax, you comes with the wick, comes with a stirrer, and comes with your scent. You make your candle at home, but it also comes with a phenomenal journal for you to take time every time you light your own candle at home, to take time and really the purpose is to meditate, to spend time with oneself, to take note of how you're feeling, what you're going through, what you desire. And so I love this concept. I love, even if you want to do an activity to go to the blend bar, you can have her come and blend off site. It's just so many things now that True to You has done since our original conversations with her that you definitely want to revisit our episode on November the 2nd. Then on November 9th, we had the conversation with Angela Peavy, the founder of Genesis PRC. And it came at a time within the calendar right after that election that so many people, were on pins and needles about. And with the reverse of trying to reverse the Roe v. Wade and taking away your ability as a woman to make decisions and choices that are personal to you, that this was a right on time and an impactful conversation. Most importantly, not only to get to know Angela Peavy, what she does and the passion behind what she does, but to actually get to know an insight and more depth about what Genesis PRC does. You must visit our our channel. You must watch this episode on November the 9th. You won't be disappointed. On November the 16th, we had a conversation with Aaron Abel Grable, who was the 2022 Dadpreneur winner. Yes! And the owner of Legacy Hall, and also his nonprofit, Each One Reach One, which was new to me because I hadn't even recognized that he had a nonprofit. So make sure you watch this episode on November 16th. Things that were happening at Legacy Hall that came off with his karaoke nights, the singles mingle, the game night, the exotic poetry. It was just so many different things that happened this year for Legacy Hall. And it was just phenomenal to hear, him speak about it, and to hear about the passion that he has for why he has his hall located right in the heart of the city of Detroit, on East Detroit, bringing actual opportunities for the community to be engaged in, right? Just phenomenal. So make sure that you watch that episode if you missed it on November the 16th. Then on November 30th, around this time of year, we are always honored to have the phenomenal Dr. Michelle Lano of Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. During this time of the year, of the season, we know that, mental health is not just a seasonal thing, but it can rise. You can see mental kind of episodes or depression or anxiety and different things happen in quote unquote people who normally don't have issues or suffer from mental issues. And so therefore, definitely have to have her in there, because when you're entering into the holiday season, you never know what that is going to do for a person. And so she came on, she not only talked about what she does, why she does what she does, and her passion behind it, but gave like helpful resources. So if you yourself are experiencing more lows recently that you normally have, if you feel like your mind is racing and you just can't settle and focus, if you have a child or a loved one that you feel is going through certain things and you want to support them, I encourage you to tune in and watch our episode on November 30th, but also tune in every Saturday at 11:30 to her episode, her TV show, Mind Matters with Dr. Michelle. It airs on multiple different platforms, but if you're local, definitely on WDIV TV 20. But then it's also on some other platforms. So just go to her social media, and you can find out more information on how you can watch this show on a weekly basis, because we definitely want to make sure those who need it get the resources that are out there. We had a conversation on December the 7th with 10 from Boss Entertainment Group and King Mellow Man of King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings. Had the privilege of having a wonderful conversation with these two gentlemen. And I just have the last one thing that I was with them with, which was Arts Beats and Eats. So yeah, I was a little bit biased about showing that, but they did phenomenal things all throughout the year. I'm telling you, if you have not heard them perform, you need to make sure you mark your calendar for when I tell you when they're going to be next. You will definitely enjoy. Each show is a performance, an engaging, interactive performance, and it does not disappoint. So kind of get engaged with these two. Rewatch the show that aired on December the 7th. Now, can you believe it? We closed out the year where we kind of began it. She was, I think, our second guest of the year in January, and we closed out in December with her. So it's kind of the reason why is because Miss Crystal Gunn is a financial strategist. And as you end the year, it's the same way to set up for the new year. Okay, so in the new year, we had her in January because you want to start off your year right. When it comes to your finances, that is such a big part of our lives. It's such a big part of day-to-day existence. Our just living is tied up into money and finances, right? So to have a financial strategist work with you so that you can be positioned to not only manage what you have, but to be able to position yourself for the things you desire as well. It's not a no, you can't have this. It's an awareness of what you're doing. And then can you improve upon it where you need help with, etc. And so we definitely wanted to end the year with Miss Crystal Gunn and having a conversation with her, because we don't believe in New Year's resolutions here. We believe in lifestyle changes and tangible goals. And when it comes to your finances, that may warrant a lifestyle change. And so, what way to end the year but making sure you're positioned for a great next year? To find out more as it pertains to just being the financial strategist that she is, you will want to watch the episode from December the 14th. Here are some episodes upon which that happened throughout the year that we didn't have any guests, but that I did like this, brought you the show. So we kicked it off. We had a New Year's show in the beginning of the year. We had a show over the summer. We did a 6-month look back. Then we had our Black Friday deal. So I have that in there because even though it's not Black Friday, every Friday is Black Friday. And every Friday is an opportunity to support Bob. So you want to know some Black Friday businesses, so you can check out that show. Then last week we did our countdown to Christmas. Hopefully a lot of your gifts that you gave to people came from Bob's. I really hope so. And that was some of our shows that we did ourselves here throughout 2022. Now we're going to be taking a 2-week break, a hiatus. Oh, yes. So I don't want you guys to lose us. We will be returning on January the 18th. And this could be you. We are looking for some phenomenal Bobs throughout 2023. Now, believe me, we have already started the calendar. We have already tapped people on the shoulder. We already have some repeat people coming back that we haven't heard from in a while. But we want to hear from you. If you want to be featured on Get to Know Bob, we then just need for you to send us an email at info@dealswithbob.com, and this could be you. So we're back again. Let you know we're back again on January the 18th. That's when we'll be returning. We'll be taking a break for the next 2 weeks just to regroup and rest a bit so we can get ready for 2023. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you really enjoyed tonight's show on the look back of what we did in 2022. See, I'm already ahead of the game. 2022. It has been a phenomenal year, and it could not have happened without you. We so appreciate your support. Please continue to share. And if you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel today. Click on the red subscribe button by going to YouTube, doing a search for Deals with Bob, and subscribe today. You can click on that little notification bell so that you will have notifications of every time we go live. And make sure you share with others so that we can continue to grow in 2023 and continue to bring you some phenomenal Bobs and have amazing conversations for you to connect to them for who they are, what they do, and why they do what they do. Whew, I had to take a break. That was a lot because I said it so quickly, but I thank you again for being here. I want you to be safe as we approach into our 2023 countdown happening on this Saturday night. Can you get excited? Yes, and we'll be kicking off into a new year, and I could not have done this without you. So I thank you. I am Sonia Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar does matter, and deal with Bob. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And here's to a phenomenal 2023. See ya January 18th.